Okay, today we're going to show you how to change over your clutch fan, mechanical fan, to a belt-driven flex fan. First, you're going to want to start with, you need a fan, the spacer kit, and the proper bolts. The spacer kit did not come with the proper bolts, so we had to buy them. This is for a different application than this. So all you simply need, actually, is the correct size wrench. And on our application, we need a 13 millimeter. Today we're working on a Jeep. We're going to replace this fan right here. I'm going to start with removing these 4 bolts on the shroud and these 4 bolts right down here on the fan. Being this is a one-piece fan shroud, you have to remove the 4 bolts that retain the fan to the water pump before you can remove them as an assembly. Now that you have your fan removed, if the studs come out, no worry, because you want them to come out, as you need to replace these with long bolts for the spacer. Okay, once you set the fan in and align it, you can start by placing the bolt through and finding the bolt holes in the water pump pulley, which can be a pain. Once you get the first one started, it's all downhill from there. Once you have all 4 of the bolts started and lined up at the holes, get them in at least a couple threads, and then you can go around and tighten up all 4 bolts until they're all completely tight to torque specs. On this, I'm not exactly sure what the torque specs are, as this is actually rated off of the other vehicle I have, as nobody stocks a 15-inch flex-a-lite fan. So we're just going to tighten them up until they're completely tight, and then we'll go from there. And then once you finish doing that, you can reinstall the shroud. Top tip as you're tightening these bolts, hold the fan blade so it doesn't turn, because even with the belts on the pulley, the V-belt system is not a super tight system to where it'll keep the pulley from turning. It will still turn even when the belt is still on. And we're just taking these so they're good and tight. Now that all 4 bolts are installed, our fan isn't going anywhere, we can go ahead and reinstall the shroud. Okay, we can reinstall our 4 bolts to hold our fan shroud in. You don't have to tighten these super tight, just tighten them until they're adequate, just enough to hold it. Snug is fine, it's just a fan shroud. Okay, once you have all 4 bolts secure, all that's left to do is to start the vehicle, run it, and make sure your fan is cycling the air properly.